Have you cheated or been unfaithful in your relationship, but you still want to try and work things out? You still want to try and keep the relationship or the marriage. Whether there was multiple affairs or one, whether it was emotional or physical affair, the first thing you need to do is be honest with the other person. If you truly want the relationship to work, there needs to be honesty. And keeping a secret is for your benefit, not for the other person. Saying it to the other person is going to be hard. It's going to take a lot of work. It is going to create havoc in a relationship. But being dishonest is for your benefit. The other person may suffer, it may hurt. But what most people report is when someone has cheated and they kept it a secret, and especially if they told someone else and not the person that they cheated on, is they feel like an idiot, they feel like a fool, they feel deceived on top of. So there's the act of cheating, and there's the what happens after. They see that as a betrayal, or they see that as much of a betrayal as cheating. So if there was infidelity in your relationship, we have to start with being honest and telling the other person. Now, trust is vital in a relationship. It's one of the cornerstones of the relationship. So getting back to it is going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of conversations. It's going to take a lot of difficult, confronting challenges to get through this. The other person, the person who was cheated on, is going to experience the signs of PTSD. The signs of PTSD is intrusive thoughts, going back over and over the situation, going back on revisiting previous days, previous months and messages, going through everything and seeing how could they have missed it? What did they do wrong? How did they not see it? Were there signs and did they turn away? The intrusive thoughts are just that, they're intrusive and they can't control it. The other sign of PTSD is nightmares. These intrusive thoughts eventually turn into dreams and they become nightmares. They start imagining the intimacy. They start imagining where they've gone wrong. They even sometimes create a whole new story that hasn't happened. There is intense emotions of anger, shame, grief, frustration. And there's sometimes even withdrawal, not wanting to face the world, not feeling like they can face the world, feeling hopeless. There's a loss of focus and interest that are things outside of the relationship. But in saying that, within the relationship, and especially when it comes to trust, it's hypervigilance. They're looking at everything. They're looking at your every move. They're looking at their every move, every aspect of the relationship. And their brain is on high alert, trying to pinpoint if there's another thing, that they could have seen, or another sign that they could have seen, or is that another sign that the affair is still going. So these are all symptoms of PTSD. And the first thing that we need to do is deal with those. We need to sit with those emotions, work through those emotions. It's not about getting the relationship back to where it was. It's about working through those emotions first and allow the person who was cheated on time to process that. And the person who has cheated needs to allow them the space, give it patience for them to be able to process those feelings. It's important not to put any pressure on the person who was cheated and give them space if they need separate rooms, if they need separate beds, whatever they need to allow them. But it's also important to note that it's okay to also set a boundary. If it's something that you can't do, if it's something outside of your values, then it's important to say, I am so sorry that you're feeling this way. I'm so sorry that you're experiencing through this, but that's something that I can't do. But here it is, this is what I can do. The person who was cheated on often needs complete transparency. They will look through your phones, they will look through your emails, through your pockets, because they are hyper alert. So their brain is scanning for any little bits of signs of danger. And if the person who has cheated doesn't allow that, they see that as another deceit. They see that as person isn't serious about getting the relationship where it needs. So I encourage my clients for them to have complete transparency during this period. Once we've gone through the emotions, then we can start rebuild on the relationship. Then we can figure out where it went wrong. Then we can figure out what we can do better. Then we can figure out who needs what. But we first need to process the emotion. A really important thing to remember, and this is often for people who have cheated, where they get their hopes up, where the person says, I am willing to work on our marriage. And they think, okay, they're forgiven. It's forgive and forget. And it's not. It's just the words, I'm willing to work on our marriage, is exactly that. They're willing to work on it. They're willing to put in the work. It doesn't mean that all is forgiven. It doesn't even mean that infidelity will ever be forgiven. You may still break up. But I often hear, well, you said that it's all good, so why are you still bringing it up? Why are you still going through my phone? Why don't you trust me? And for us to get through to complete trust, there needs to be time. We need to work through the emotions. We need to rebuild the relationship, and then you can have a relationship with trust again.